Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Riva and welcome back to Victoria 2, still playing Italy. We have kind of won the scramble for Africa, at least Germany has taken most of Western Africa. The French have taken some annoying areas, and then there is this weird Dutch piece of land that doesn't even have any sea connection as of yet. But other than that, we have the most territory in Africa for sure. We even have a way on the west coast to actually have ourselves a naval base. And you know what? I'm gonna build a cheap-ass naval base in Libreville. Let's see if I can build some more of them. Maybe on Bozau, that seems like a fine place. Djibouti, can definitely use one. We already have one in Suakin. We don't have one here, so I will build one in Marsa Alam as well. Do we have one? Yes, we have one in the Sinai, which is in Suez. Just making sure I have one in all my, at least a level 1 in every single port area that I control. So we can get enough naval, what do you call that? Supply, no. Naval, well, possible supply at least. So, does it say what it requires anyway? Supply throughput demands, yeah. Each ship requires a certain amount of ships, well, amount of points to be able to work. And of course we're working on the blue and brown water schools, which will give us an increased naval base level, which is now level 4. And let's get steel steamers straight after that, so we might be able to get to cruisers and battleships. And there we go. Going to be very important for us, which of course means we want to expand our naval base at Naples first, and it's a bit expensive, so we'll save up for that one. Jesus, 62,000 just to get that thing constructed. I mean, the level 1s were quite cheap in comparison, so... We have a naval base in Kotor. Expanding that is already 17,000, so yeah. Level 1s are cheap, but level 4s are extremely expensive. I don't want to know what level 5 and 6 will even cost. Ugh. I shudder at the thought. Yeah, what can we still do except, of course, keep expanding our infrastructure for our factories and everything right now, because basically Italy has its homelands in Italy itself. Are we not working on justifying something? We are not. Upper house rearranged, a lot more liberals this time around, 31% now. We could perhaps go for, oh right, Egypt's fairs are might. Well, you should. So Libya and Tripoli are, oh, and Gaeta and Reggio di Calabria. Okay, everyone is already working on them. That should be fine. Now I probably will want to take definitely the Libyan coast, maybe even Tripoli, and on to the Ottoman Empire goes bankrupt, gain repaid debts, casus belli on them, which is quite cool. But they are, of course, allied with the UK. And the Netherlands and Spain, which I do not like one little bit. Reggio di Calabria, yeah, we worked away the rebels. Who are we allied with right now? Let's see, great power, no, show wars, allied with Germany. Well, that's a good start. Well, that means France will never ally me. Form alliance, they will not accept. Why will they not accept? Too many great power alliances for themselves. Tax efficiency goes up, which means even more income. And I see we are way over the amount of money we need for that level 4 naval base, so let's start expanding it. It does mean we'll get closer to getting these other two also up there. Greece can be increased influence right now. Oh, we can actually add them to our sphere now. That's even better than expected, to be honest. So we now have Greece in our sphere. Oh right, we were building a ton of fortresses as well. Yemen is in our sphere, but everyone else is neutral anyway, so that's not even a big deal. Excellent, we lose one Militancy in Chad. So if I look here, Ethiopia is in our sphere, Oman is not, and they are our neighbor. But do we want them? We could try and take on the Netherlands, but I doubt that will be effective. Lots of people are going for them. Portugal is of course already taken by hello. Spain, Austria, Hungary. Why? Oh, because we're in a truce, we cannot get them in our sphere, which is a shame. That would be a hilarious way to force them. And the Ottoman Empire, of course, I wanted to justify a war against. Not to sphere, but to get the acquire state war goal. And probably go for the Libyan coast or Tripoli. So let's try and get that acquire state up. We have way enough down on infamy thanks to the special ability we got with what you call it again. Oh, this also means I should get a few more transports, to be honest. 4 times steam transport. Let's build one in Genoa, Venice, Trieste, Ferrara, Leghorn, Lucca, Rome, Napoli, Brindisi. Excellent. Lose 1 militancy in Dongola. And Palermo. Navy's build time minus 10 days. Look at that. Just 42 days on these ships in the level 3 naval bases, which is just incredibly fast. Now, of course, we first need the resource to actually start them. Oh no! 9.5 infamy already. A statewide manhunt has been called in one of our states, as police report that a convicted murderer has escaped from a local prison facility. While unsettling in itself, the news has also brought our nation's prison system to the public spotlight, fueling a national debate on the issues of crime and punishment. Liberals argue that the escape merely serves as further indictment of the dilapidated and tragic state of our nation's prison system, while conservatives point to the natural constraints on the national budget, and argue that we should not spend the better part of our money what is arguably the worst part of our citizenry. Search higher, search low. Well, I'm going to search low. We have a lot more poor people, and this will up militancy to a point where we might be able to get a reform in. Oh, hello. Trouble is brewing. An international crisis is brewing. United Kingdom is backing Poland. France is backing Austria-Hungary. Austro-Hungarian West Galicia. This doesn't concern us. 134 prestige. Well, yes, we are interested in this crisis, to be certain. Let's see. This can be very useful for us, especially because the Ottomans are allied with the United Kingdom. If we can get the war out while we are on the same side as the UK in a thing, then that should be helpful. German Empire is interested in supporting no one. Political considerations. The Russians are definitely going for France. Spain is definitely going for UK because they're allies, and we don't have anyone yet. So I'll just await the deal for a while. I don't want to lose the prestige, at least, so that's of course important to remember. Still have rebel factions organizing. Jesus, a lot of rebels. Flu pandemic. The Spanish flu was an influenza pandemic that killed somewhere between 50 and 100 million people worldwide between the years 1918 to 1920. Due to increased trade, colonial contacts, commerce, and other myriads of global connections that had all increasingly made the world a smaller place throughout the 19th century, the Spanish flu was able to spread quickly across the world in a mere few years. Further aggravated by the ongoing First World War and the cramped living conditions in the trenches, the Spanish flu is one of the first and most terrifying examples of a truly global pandemic. And come to think of it, haven't you been feeling a little feverish lately? So fight the disease with every means necessary, which gives us a shorter pandemic, just a year instead of 1.5. Population growth and pop consciousness will go up, but it only costs us 8k to try and counter that. Let's expand our naval base in Palermo, by the way. We have the money again. We're getting so much money right now. The Russian Empire has decided to join the side of... wow. Both sides have added war goals. Acquire Herero land. Demands this from the United Kingdom. Interesting. Well, if we decide to back the United Kingdom, then Germany is more likely to back them as well, because we are allies. Prestige penalty for not taking a side. Does mean that we have both France and Austria and Russia on our doorstep, which is a bit more problematic than you might think. Yeah. How is our military power in comparison to the others anyway? We are 10th right now. Hello. All, please. Germany is 1, then France, then the UK, then the USA, then Italy, then the Russians. Wait, what? Oh no, that's total. No, I need to look at military strength. Jesus. Russia first, Germany second, Guangxi third, United Kingdom fourth, Yunnan fifth, Japan sixth, USA seventh, France eighth, Spain ninth. Spain is most likely going to support the UK, which is useful then that we have both France and Spain, I mean Italy and Spain both on the same side, hopefully. I mean, if I'm going to support a side, it will be the UK side. So we have Brown Water School. This meant building navies that defended home waters intensively while raiding the secondary lines of the enemy. It relied on a more diverse mix of ships than the Blue Water School, but it was also more cost efficient as it needed fewer expensive capital ships. Build time goes down by 10 days. Steam transports are going to be very fast to build now. Chemical wood pulp process. Wood is composed of cellulose fibers that are cemented together with a substance called linen. To transform wood into pulp, the fibers must be separated either by a mechanical or chemical process. This technology helped to saturate the ever-growing hunger for paper of the 19th century printing industry. And the output of paper just went up as well. Alright, it's already building in Naples. It's also underway in Palermo. Let's get the one in Brindisi up to snuff as well. Our fortresses are still like 2 years away from completing, which is a pain. Il Corriere Serale. Not bad. Tensions rise. Crisis averted. That's probably the previous crisis. Navy's max speed plus 2 kilometers per hour. We now have a max speed of 16 on the steamers, and the monitors have an 11. Or I think that already updated. Yeah, it did. And that's good. Which means I have more technology to do. More navies, build time down, but also navy's attack goes up, which is not bad at all. Once we discover these things. Pre-dreadnoughts have ironclads. That's, I think, the battleship, yeah. The ironclads actually become stronger as well. Army-wise, we definitely need some more here. Military tactics, morale goes up. A lot of important ones, of course. Nationalism and imperialism. What did that do as well? Separatism. I don't like the sound of that one. Morale up. All these good things, though. You know what? We're just going to go with weapon platforms. Stronger things, which basically means turrets on your ships. And that truly set aside the monitors from the ironclads during the Civil War. Machine tools. By constructing special machines that produce standardized machine tools, the exchangeability in industry was vastly improved. This was the artificial fertilizers, the technique of making fertilizers in a laboratory instead of relying on byproducts from animals. Farming output and fertilizer production output go up. Crisis, they still don't want to support a side. Spain definitely wants to support the UK. Other allies, but there's still 285 days before it's supposed to break out anyway, so that's a decent thing. UK is very, well, we are very happy with the French as well. We might actually decide to face the crisis. Really? Why is it not going? I thought it was still going on. Because there's a... Oh, it's not continuing, probably because of the crisis. We could back France, because then Germany will actually back France as well, more likely at least. So maybe that's an idea. And then I do get to go to war with the UK. Hey, maybe Malta. It's a very, very small area though. Yeah, France is here, and oh, so many nations. Making it a tough choice for sure. So yeah, probably because of the crisis, it's not actually progressing. But what did they want? Austro-Hungarian Western Galicia. So that would actually go to Poland, and Poland would form from Krakow. But Poland has more lands here that it should want, so that's probably a continuing crisis in the end. 149, 59. You know what? I'm gonna support them. Oh, nice! Mechanized mining. Well, I said I was going to support them. They should make the Germans be a lot less wary to pick a side, but yeah. Right now, I think it's safer for me to join that side. Mother, father says that they've got new tools in the mine. With the invention of machine tools, mines are slowly being fitted with new and efficient tools to aid the excavation of the slumbering riches below the surface. Mine efficiency and size has been increased in Naples on account of this. What kind of mine do we have here then? All gets mechanized mining. Ooh, that's actually all of them. So let's look. Where did we have a mine? Was it here? Somewhere here. Oh, yes, here. We see iron, 27.246. Should go up pretty damn soon with mechanized mining. Doesn't show me anything just yet. 27. It just went down, actually. Which is weird. Maybe iron doesn't count as a mine, which would be even weirder, because there are laborers here, so it's a mine anyway. Banking regulations. At this point, regulations were introduced to check the activity of individual banks. Not bad. Working on the naval bases, so we can actually construct battleships and cruisers once we unlock them. We are increasing the Roman, yeah, that we are. Cannot right now expand forts beyond level 2. But we do want to have some better fortresses everywhere. Especially here, by the way. So I'll build a fortress in both of these. Also in Suez, by the way. That might be an interesting idea if we wanted to build the canal at one point. To be useful. So, Germany still doesn't want to join any side because they hate both France and the UK. And the USA is the only one not deciding to pick a side at all. United Kingdom accepted the peace offer. France acquired Herero land. It's a shame. Shall we host a regional trade fair? A delegation representing the leading commercial and manufacturing interests in our nation have proposed holding a regional trade fair in our capital. Holding such an event would provide an excellent opportunity to showcase our economic capabilities and technological expertise to our neighbors, could significantly help our exports by popularizing our goods, and promote goodwill with our neighbors should we provide support for this idea. An excellent idea, we accept indeed. That's cheap actually. Crisis averted. Japan goes to war with Bukhara. They want to cut them down to size. Maybe I should also work on getting at least a level 1 fortress everywhere. They're only 6,000-ish. So let's do that then. Weapons platforms, nice. Build time of navies go down even more. Cruiser torpedo attack, hello, +8 on that. More attack and hull on every ship that we have is actually pretty damn good as well. We'll get that thing going. When is it finished? 90. It's still finished this year, so I love that. Let's at least get the Naples region up when it comes to fortress. I want a level 2 in Naples itself. But I also like... Oh, we definitely need a fortress in Rome. All pops in the Libyan desert lose a... rubber production plus 100% because of vulcanization. This was a process to make industrial rubber out of the rubber source material. This enabled mass production of this strategic material and thus gave an enormously increased output. Not that we are producing any rubber, I think. We can have a look at that though. Production Production, rubber, rubber, rubber. It's raw materials. That's precious metal. This is rubber. No, we are not producing any rubber whatsoever. We do have tropical wood. We now do have a huge amount of timber, which is really good for us. No steamer convoys. Didn't we have a steamer convoy factory somewhere? On Sicily? No. I think we have one somewhere. Or we used to. Oh, here we do. Steamer shipyard in Emilia. It's not working that well though because we have a lack of coal. Yeah, I kinda can get that. We're not producing any coal in our country. Okay, where's that button again? RGO output. I want to find... Oh, right, we gave up our only coal producing province to France. So that means we need to get someone sphered that is producing lots of coal. Jacobin rebels in Naples, that's fine, I guess. British India is producing coal. France, Orania. Lots of coal in the USA, but of course they're a great power. They get first dibs on their own stuff. I wanted to say another word. Wow, here Austria has a lot of coal. Yeah, I definitely want to get Austria then into the sphere. But Japan... how long is our truce gonna last then? 14th of June. By then the Russians will have it in their sphere. That's annoying. Battle of Naples, yeah, what would they expect otherwise? The Ottoman menace, they're coming right for us. Casus Belli generation speed increased. They're out to get us indeed. They're coming right for us. I think that's a... all this coal, so beautiful. Ottomans have a little bit of coal, just a little bit. Persia also has coal, actually. Let's see, is Persia not in the sphere of Russia? Actually, they are not right now, so let's start pushing some points in there. The regional trade fair opens its doors. Our neighbors have come to our capital to celebrate this trade fair. National pavilions from other nations and several different buildings and marvels, highlighting our economic and cultural prowess to the visitors. 12 free prestige. I do not mind that at all. Greece are full. We're working now on Persia. Krakatoa explodes. The eruption of the Krakatoa volcano and the resultant tsunami left over 36,500 dead in the Dutch East Indies. And the sound of the eruption was heard 3,000 miles away at the Rodriguez Island in the Indian Ocean. The explosion had a tremendous global effect, with the sky darkening worldwide for years afterwards, producing intensely red sunsets and other tropical effects, as well as global average temperature dropping by more than a degree Celsius. Well, I don't know from the top of my head which of these islands is the Krakatoa, but it definitely had an impact on temperature for a long time, which is, yeah, that's what volcanoes do. Oh, this should soon be over, by the way, the flu pandemic. Suffragettes and suffragists. Like many nascent political ideologies, the early suffragette movements were not foreign to infighting. We already had that before. All pops in Sicily become 10% more reactionary. The reactionary cause breeze in the air. I think I said that wrong though. Oh, wow, socialist loyalty is quite high here in Puglia. So I'm going to remove that focus for now and see where it's next. Italian Sicily should have reasonable loyalty already. Toscana, sure thing. A little bit more socialist, please. We do have a quite... yeah, the Germans still have their armies in our borders. But of course, if we wanted to fight the Ottomans, we're going to need a bigger army. In Africa, mostly. And, oh, here as well, by the way, in KOTOR. Can I not get access through then? They're coming right for us. More, they will not accept. Because they kind of hate us. Yep, but it's not unexpected that they hate us. So you're going on the ships. Ships are going to drop them off at KOTOR. So we have at least some army next to their own territory right here. Would be nice to just take some more territory. I mean, you can come to Naples. How is our... Oh, they can at least construct simultaneously, which is a good thing, actually. I don't mind that at all. But while we are preparing to go to war with the Ottoman Empire in about 2 months, we have Krakatoa explodes indeed. The Ukraine fears our might. Well, they're a little bit landlocked over here, so that's not going to be very helpful for me. So, but I'm going to end this episode here. We've gone on long enough again. Crisis was averted. We're still #1 in prestige. We actually dropped in industrial power. Who's ahead of us? Show yourself. Japan. Holy crap. Japan is, yeah, it's now a great power. They are truly getting something done here. Yep, the prestige is still low, but they still are a great power despite that. We're at 1031. We're way ahead of the Russians, though. That's a good thing. Except for military power. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure if you liked the video to like it and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But until the next time, I'll see you guys later.